Lauren, does it feel like the team is returned to form with this victory?
Well, from the first emotion after the game, I think that was one of our better all-round performances of the season. Against obviously a really strong Portland side. I think probably the last performance that we were that happy with was probably them here at home, where but we didn't create as many chances in that game as probably we did today. So yeah, I think I said to the team before the game, whenever we've been in a position where we've had to win at Memorial, player position, we have, and that's the position we're in. Not just here, but we obviously have to now go to Chicago, but it's every game at a time, right? So probably more than ever before, we never spoke about it being Portland. We just spoke about how important the game's bigger than that for us today, and I think we showed that. I don't believe they needed to win the game, but we did, and I think that transferred onto the field. And I think you saw with Rapinoe's goal at the end how much it meant.
You just mentioned Rapinoe's goal. That seemed like a very cathartic release by your bench. Everybody
Yes.
was up and going. How important is an emotional upsurge like that for your team right now?
See, we've always been a group where winning has always been so fun for us. The scoring goals has been so fun, and we've not had too many times this year where we've really been super comfortable and really happy with the performance. And I think, in my opinion, over the 90 minutes, I thought we deserved to win the game, and the third goal clinched that. So I think you saw the emotions of that.
Laura, on the first goal,
Yeah.
you dominated for the first 20 minutes, or not dominated, done what you wanted to do, just hadn't scored.
Yeah.
And then not even the team had that chance that could have put you down.
Mm-hmm.
How important was it for Naho and Manon to execute like that and kind of restore the momentum that you lost after that scare?
Yeah, for sure. I think Lou defended really well. Last ditch tackle on the beam. And I repeat myself all the time. Goals change games, and that would have been probably a sucker punch for us, because yeah, I agree. I thought we hadn't super dominated, like it wasn't 100, like 90-10, but I thought we had a lot of momentum and they were starting to get back in the game. And then if you could score a goal at that point, the game shifts. And I thought once the first goal went in, we kept going, which sometimes this season when we've scored, we've taken the foot off the gas a little bit and we've let the team back into the game. And I didn't think we did that. And I just think ultimately you've got two really talented teams on the field today. And our need was great. I thought our performance level showed the need for how important the game is.
Your defensive line, the back four, has been pretty reasonably the same group for most of the last couple of years. And today you're starting Rooney and Merritt.
Yeah.
Can you comment a little bit about how you thought your defensive back four did today?
Well, I think we kept, 5 clean sheets on the bounce and all that stuff. So it's obviously been working. I think the mentality that we had was we just wanted something different going forward. So Merritt played there for Kansas City, Rumi played there in the World Cup for Japan. So they have a real natural attacking mentality, maybe more than what Reedy or Carson or Lou, if Lou was out there, have, because they're naturally defenders. And I thought today that was going to be crucial, and I thought both of them played very well.
You also switched the base formation. You did kind of fill around with the two front. You went back to something that looks like the same thing we've seen for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Can you go through the thought process, not only like what led you back to what you started today, but the need to see what a two front can do over those couple of games?
It was personnel, really. Personnel. I think we've become predictable. And we were in a position where I think we first played it against Orlando, where we needed something to change. And that was the only thing we really hadn't changed, was formation. So we changed it worked. We then kept with it when we played these guys the last time, and while putting the ball in there, I thought we actually did okay. same or aren't we needing something different? So it's been nice to have something different. So now when we're going up against Chicago, Washington and Houston, they're not sure what they're going to meet because we might play how we did today, or we might go with the two fronts.
Anything about the performance you didn't like that you'd like to see improved over these next 4 games?
Conceding the goal late, I think we will be disappointed with that. We should be disappointed with that because at this stage of the season, all that type of stuff matters. You know, head-to-head matter. That one goal, it was like Orlando, the goal that Lindsay Allison scored, or the own goal. And then we win head-to-head against Orlando, and in the heat of the game, it's 5-2. Don't worry about it. But the reality is, if it's between us and them, we know we're head-to-head. If it's between us and Portland, we know we're head-to-head. So that to me is where we're at now. We have to make sure that those things are we understand how hugely important they are, and you can't just focus on them because ultimately you want to win the game. But then when you're in a position of winning the game, understanding how important those things are. So you saw it, right? That's why the third goal mattered, because that's what it's about.
Yeah. Going back to the first goal, you guys haven't been able to get that first goal all the time this year.
Yeah.
And for the way your team plays as aggressively and effectively as you press, forcing the other team to keep the ball seems to change the game for you guys.
Yeah.
Is it more important for your team and the style and personnel that you have to get that first goal than it may be for other teams in the league?
Maybe. I think, well, whatever. We probably had our most successful season when we conceded first. So we conceded first all the time in 2014, and then we reacted. I think this time, or now, what's tended to happen, and it's a culture thing in the game, I don't just think it's about us, it is, you saw it with Portland when we played Donia in the last 2 games. Teams are willing to sit in and say, come on, try and beat us.
Yeah.
We're not going to come and try and beat you.
Yeah.
And that was one thing we were conscious of today. We wanted Portland to play. We wanted them to play. Because then we feel like when someone tries to play against us, we have a chance of beating them. And that's how we have to play. You know, I think everybody wants to win. I don't doubt Portland ever not wanting to beat us, but the tactical things that they did against us worked. So we have to try and go, okay, well, let's try something different. And we did today. We dropped off a little bit more.
I think I asked you this a couple of months ago, after the first Portland game here. The idea that you had just gone to Orlando, they seemed to try something that worked. Tom seemed to try something that worked.
Yeah.
I saw similar here. Did you have the feeling over these last couple months that maybe the book was out on how you were playing, and you started to see other teams just kind of force you to try to play longer, laying off of you, really trying to constrict that space in midfield more than over the last couple of years?
Not really. I think everyone's tried that before, but we've always been able to overcome it. I think that the reality of the situation is that there's been too many games this year where we've come off and we've had too many players who would hold their hands up and say that their performance level hasn't been a 7. And if you don't have a 7 out of 10 across the board, it's difficult to win games. And I think over the 2 seasons prior to that, to this season, we've had 7 out of 10s from pretty much everybody, pretty much every week. And when you don't get that, even from an effort and desire and all that perspective, it's hard to win. And yeah, is the target on our back? 100%. It should be, because we've been the best team in the league for 2 years. So I think teams have become smarter tactically, credit the coaching in the league. But I always believe that if we play well, we didn't in Orlando, we were terrible. We have a chance to win. If we don't play well, we give the chance to the other team. And that's happened too often this season. So today, I believe that our performance deserved the result. And whatever, I think I'm pretty honest about that. So.
You've been consistent at least.
Yeah.
Where do you think it's going to go?
Don't know really. We obviously gave her the weekend. She had a personal matter, and with everything else that's gone on, I thought it was important that she dealt with that. Even if she wasn't fully comfortable just coming away from the team, which she's not, I felt it was important that she did that for her sake. And it's been a crazy week. So we'll see what happens next.
Is there a date for her to return, or are you just playing it by ear at this point?
We are waiting on more information. So we'll see from her and from everybody.
I read the quotes that you gave on Thursday about the situation. With a couple more days to think about it, have you been able to think out what this means. I don't want you to speak for Hope, but for you, for the team, what it means for you and the team.
I think what it's meant for us and the team is we had to prepare ourselves from Thursday onwards that Hope might not play this weekend because there was too much confusion around the situation. And well, I'm probably in the same boat I was on Thursday. Still a lot of confusion around the situation.
But you actually heard from US Soccer? Yeah.
Me personally, no.
I mean, I guess that's what's frustrating for me on the outside because one of the quotes that you heard was you don't know what is your salary being covered anymore, et cetera, et cetera. When other people have asked that question and gotten those answers, it seems like the communication could be better as far as them letting you know the implications of this decision.
Potentially, I think the reality of the situation is it's Hope's an employee of US Soccer. She's not an employee of the Reign, and a lot of the conversations have to happen between her and them, and then that has the knock-on effect on us. So I think those conversations are happening. We've been sort of involved slightly on what we can be, but there's a lot of it that we can't be. So yeah, we're waiting to see.
Any more questions for Coach?
So Haley stepped in today,
Yeah.
came through, it's going to take a little bit of a knock, like the knee bed, stuff how she looks right now, especially when she got kind of thrust into it late, which she wasn't certain stuff.
She was good. I think, in fairness, we'd always prepared that the US might win the Olympics. So this was always a game we sort of highlighted that Hope might not be available or be there. So, yeah, we'd always prepared for that because that's what happened last year when they won. Obviously, the celebrations continued after the tournament. So Cops was prepared to play. And yeah, she's okay. I think that going in there now, she's just been looking at the goal and trying to work out how we could have been better at conceding, and that's our group. We've just won, but we're already being critical of ourselves and the goal we conceded.